Yeah, hey Nicole, we've been listening in on a NASA teleconference here in the last 40 minutes or so. Some interesting things coming out of that. First and foremost, the new launch date. What are you doing this Labor Day weekend? Well, folks here at NASA are going to be working. Saturday is the new launch date. Saturday afternoon at 2:17 is when that 2-hour launch window opens. Now, Monday's launch, as you mentioned, Nicole, was scrubbed because of one of the 4 core stage engines was not responding to what's called a bleed procedure. It involves a couple of hours before launch. The engines are chilled down with supercooled gas so that they're not damaged when that 400 below zero fuel that flows into them at liftoff hits them. Now, one of the engines seemed to not be chilling down properly, so the launch had to be scrubbed. Now, the team here has drained all of that fuel out of the rocket so repairs can be made and investigations taken place. And technicians discovered the engine is just fine. The SLS does not have to be rolled back to the vehicle assembly building. After looking at the data, the problem appears to be a bad sensor. Information on temperatures coming into the suspect engine, number 3, seemed to not be cold enough, but a sensor on the, or seemed to be cold enough, a sensor on the rocket was showing otherwise. So the plan now, and this is interesting, is to just assume that the sensor reading is bad and come up with a plan to launch despite that. Now, they also decided to start this chill down of the engines a lot sooner in the countdown so that if something does come up, they have a little more time to make decisions about launch.
We've got to continue pouring over the data. We've got to put the flight rationale together, anticipating that we're not going to get any better results on that engine 3 bleed temp sensor.
Again, NASA has given themselves an extra day to look at all this data and come up with a plan to launch despite that bad sensor and not having to roll back into the VAB. Again, they're going to have that launch on Saturday. The launch window opens at 2:17 and stays open for 2 hours. That's Eastern Time. 1:17 p.m. would be the time there in North Alabama. Right now, the weather, though, is not looking great. The lead forecaster here for NASA gave us an update. He said there's a 40% chance of favorable weather. We have an onshore breeze right now, and that tends to push moisture here, so there could be some random showers or thunderstorms that afternoon. We'll keep you posted on that, but again, right now, Saturday, new launch date from the scrub from Monday, second launch attempt for Artemis 1 to make that test flight around the moon. Reporting live at Kennedy Space Center, Dan Schaefer, Way 31 News.